Hey guys, welcome to the live. This is a special live because there's a special occasion tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day. A lot of people really don't know where Valentine's Day came from. So Cassie's going to break it down to you and we're going to listen to something so you can have a full understanding of where exactly did this Valentine's Day come from. So coming in the room, guys, we're going to have a little history lesson so you can tell your kids where Valentine's Day came from. So it's going to be an interesting session. So come on in the room, guys, and join Cassie because, back in the day, Valentine's Day came back way in the biblical times, BC times, guys. Way back yonder. It's about a man who died for love. So we're going to go through the story of why this man died for love and why did he have to die for love. So stay tuned. You guys pay attention, and here we go. How's everybody doing? Come on in the room. We're having an interesting live about what Valentine's Day is, where did it come from, and who started Valentine's Day. So you guys ready? Come on in the room, share the live. It's going to be very interesting. It's a tale that you can tell your family because a lot of people don't know the meaning of where Valentine's Day started or where it even came from. But Cassie's going to let you know so you can share the love.
Welcome, everyone. Today we are going to talk about something you may celebrate every year, but don't truly understand. We see it everywhere. Hearts, chocolates, roses, people saying Happy Valentine's Day. But what is Valentine's Day?
What is Valentine's Day?
Where did it come from?
And where did it come
Why
from?
do we celebrate love on February 14th? Is it just a holiday for couples? Or is there something much deeper? Something you were never told? Because behind this one day of gifts and romance, there is a real man, a secret, a sacrifice, a story that begins not in a restaurant, but
Hi,
inside the
Sarah.
dark
How
walls
are
of the Roman
you?
Empire.
We're learning about where Valentine's Day came from and the
This
meaning.
is not just a story of Valentine's Day.
Listen
This
up.
is the
It's a
story of
very
what it means
interesting
to
live.
truly love,
How are you?
even when the world is against you. And as you listen to this story, you're also improving your
Can you hear it,
English
Sarah?
with real history,
Hi.
simple words, and powerful storytelling.
It's a very good
To
story.
test the toughness of
Hold
the
on,
Kia
Sarah.
Sorento X-Pro and the Kia Sorento Turbo Hybrid, we recreated some of the wettest spring.
Come on in the room, guys. We're learning where Valentine's Day came from. Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Storytelling. So if you want to learn more English through emotional, true stories like this, subscribe to our channel. Because we don't just teach English, we make it unforgettable. Chapter 1. Before Love. The Roman Empire, 3rd century. The year is around 250 AD.
250 AD. That's how old.
The
I'm doing
largest
good,
and most
Sarah. How are you,
powerful
love?
empire in the world at that time.
I've had a pretty
But it's
productive
not a
day.
peaceful time. Rome is at war, fighting against enemies from the outside and dealing with rebellion inside. Soldiers are dying. Enemies are growing. And the Emperor Claudius II is worried. He believes he has found the answer. Stronger soldiers. And how do you make soldiers stronger? Remove love.
Remove
That's what
love.
he believes.
You believe
Emperor
that?
Claudius II made a shocking decision. He believed
The Romans
that when men
removed
get
the
married,
love.
they become weak.
They said women made them
Why?
weak.
Because they start to think about their wives, their children, their home. They no longer want to die for war. They want to live for their family. So he made a new rule. Marriage is banned.
Marriage
No
was
man in the
banned.
Roman army was allowed to marry. No wedding, no commitment, no family.
Those poor
If you
soldiers.
wanted to serve the
Poor
empire,
soldiers.
you had to give up love.
Mean.
Imagine this world now. You fall in love. You want to marry. You want to build a home. But the government says no. Thousands of
No.
young couples cried in silence. They couldn't get married.
Can you
They couldn't
imagine?
start a life together. They were forced to live like strangers. People were scared. They whispered their love in dark corners. They avoided
Girls
soldiers.
rule.
They
Yes.
stopped dreaming. But someone was watching this pain.
Somebody was watching
Someone
that
who
pain.
believed that love should never be a crime.
It should never be a crime
And
to
his
love.
name was Valentine. The empire
Valentine.
was silent. No weddings, no celebrations, no love stories. But inside that silence, one man was not afraid. His name was Valentine. He was a Christian priest living in Rome. But more than that, he was a believer in something the empire had forgotten: the power of love. Who was Valentine? Valentine was not a king, not a soldier, not a man of war. He was a quiet priest who believed in faith, kindness, and compassion. In a time when Christianity was still illegal in Rome, he was already taking risks. Just
Thank you,
by living
Sarah.
his
Thank
truth.
you. Interesting, right?
But what made him different was this: he believed marriage was sacred. He believed two people who loved each other had a right, a divine right, to be united. So when Emperor Claudius banned marriage,
Hello, Mr. Andre Bailey.
Valentine
Welcome to
didn't
the
stay
live.
silent. He didn't go
Welcome.
to war.
You guys put those
He didn't
thumbs
give
up for me.
speeches in public. He
Thumbs
didn't fight
up.
with weapons. Instead, he fought with faith. At first, it was just one couple. They came to him quietly, afraid, desperate. "Father Valentine," they said, "we love each other, but the empire won't allow us to marry. Can you help us?" Valentine looked at them. He didn't see rebels. He didn't see enemies of Rome. He saw
Yes.
two hearts.
Thank you,
ready to
Mr.
become
Bailey.
one. He agreed.
We're learning
That
about where
night, in the
Valentine
candlelit
came
corner of
from.
his small church,
You know,
he
the
married
love
them in
day.
secret. No one knew. No soldier was watching. Only God and love. But it didn't stop there. Word began to spread. Whispers moved across the city.
Interesting,
"There's a
right?
priest who will marry you." Young lovers, desperate to be together, began knocking on his door. He married them in gardens, in
You know it was
cellars,
forbidden.
in caves.
They're going
even
against the
inside
grain,
prison
guys.
cells. Each ceremony was small, but sacred. No rings, no celebration, only love, only commitment, only Valentine. But nothing in Rome stayed a secret forever. Soon the whispers became
Yes.
rumors, and the rumors became reports.
Go, Valentine.
The
That's
Emperor's
right.
men began to investigate.
Go, go,
They
go.
searched. They spied. Until one day, Valentine was caught. He was arrested in the middle of a secret wedding. The young couple ran.
He didn't get far.
Valentine stayed behind.
He didn't get
He was
far.
dragged through the streets.
Oh, my
People
God.
watched from their windows.
You see this?
Some in fear, some in admiration.
Yes.
He was taken to prison.
Go the
And
well.
there,
That's
in that
right.
dark, cold
He
cell,
got dragged, Sarah.
he waited for his punishment. Claudius II
He
was
got
told
punished
about
for
Valentine.
love.
He was angry, but also curious.
Yes.
He sent for Valentine, and they met. It is said that Claudius actually liked him at first. He admired his bravery, his intelligence, his calm nature.
Ever wonder which
Hold on,
custodian is the
guys.
number
Hold
one
on.
choice for helping
We got a commercial
RIAs
break.
get going and growing?
So, yes. You see what happened back then in the Roman time? They didn't agree on this marriage stuff because they thought the women would confuse the warriors from going out and doing what they need to do. So they banned love in the Roman days. But Valentine says, no, 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 no. I'm going to be in love. So he found him a woman and tried to sneak and get married. And the Romans found out about it. You heard the story. And what did they do? They dragged Valentine's through the streets. Catch up. Listen, guys. Commercial's over. And here we go.
And love is the highest law. The emperor was furious. He gave Valentine one last chance. "Stop marrying people. Bow to me. Reject your faith, and I will let you live." Valentine refused. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't fight. He simply said, "I would rather die for love than live in fear."
Wow, he was a
That
courageous
was the
man.
moment his fate was sealed.
Courageous man.
Valentine was sent back to prison to await execution. But even there, His story didn't stop, because in that same prison, another love story was about to begin.
Oh, baby.
Chapter 2.
Chapter
A
2.
love story behind bars.
Okay,
The
now.
letter that changed history. Valentine was sent back to prison to await execution. But even there, his story didn't stop. Because in that same prison, another love story was about to begin. The prison was cold. The walls were made of stone.
Right, Sarah.
There was very little light.
Can you imagine living
Only
back
a
in the
small
Roman
window
time?
high above the
Ooh,
wall
baby.
allowed a thin
Tough.
line of sunlight to enter during the day. Valentine was no longer free. He had no church. No couples coming secretly at night. No candles. No prayers spoken over newly married lovers. Only silence. Only chains. Only time.
Oh, my God.
But even in that darkness, something about him was different. The other prisoners noticed it. He did not cry. He did not curse the emperor. He did not complain. Instead, he prayed. He spoke gently to the guards. He comforted the prisoners. He remained calm.
Valentine was a
as
good
if
guy.
The prison could not break
He
him.
was one of the good guys.
The man in charge of the prison was a Roman officer. Some stories say his name was Asterius. He had heard about Valentine. He knew this was not an ordinary criminal.
Yes.
This was a priest. A man who married people in secret. A man who refused to obey the emperor.
Oh.
The jailer was curious. One day he decided to meet Valentine face to face. They talked for hours. They discussed faith. They discussed truth. They discussed love. The jailer began to see that Valentine was not dangerous. He was not violent. He was not trying to destroy
He
Rome.
just wanted love.
He was simply protecting something pure. The jailer had a daughter. She was young, kind, gentle, but she was blind. From birth, she had never seen the sky, never seen her father's face,
Wow.
never seen sunlight, flowers, or the city of Rome.
Wow.
She lived in darkness.
Wow. Can you
When the
imagine?
jailer spoke to Valentine about her, he said, "My daughter cannot see.
Oh,
If
wow.
your God is real."
Hold on, guys. A little technical difficult. Hold on.
This was not just a question, it was a test. The jailer brought his daughter to the prison cell. Imagine this moment. A blind young girl carefully walking into a cold prison room. Her father guiding her hand. Chains on the wall. A priest sitting in silence. Valentine spoke gently to her. He described the world to her in words. He told her about the blue sky. He explained what the ocean looks like. He described the color of roses.
You know, these are
He
the
spoke
things
about
that we
sunlight,
take for
about
granted.
birds,
And this
about
young
love.
lady lived
For
in
the first time in
darkness.
her life,
That's why we can't
she
take
began
life
to
for
imagine
granted,
light.
guys.
She visited him again, and again, and again. They talked about faith, about hope, about kindness. Some stories say she began to believe in his God. Some stories say she began to love him. Not in a romantic way, but in a deep, emotional, spiritual way.
Amen.
A connection formed between them. In the middle of prison walls, a friendship was born. One day, the jailer asked Valentine to pray for his daughter. Valentine placed his hands gently on her eyes. He prayed, not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet prayer. And according to legend, something impossible happened. The girl began to see.
Amen.
Only light,
Did y'all hear that?
then shapes.
God
and
answers
colors.
prayers.
Imagine her opening her eyes and seeing her father's
y'all
face
hear
for
that?
the first time. Imagine seeing the sky for the first time. Imagine the prison cell suddenly filled with tears.
The
Not
things
of
we
pain,
take for
but of
granted.
shock and joy. Was it a miracle?
You hear
Was
that,
it legend?
Sarah?
Was it a story that grew
God
over time?
answers prayers.
History cannot prove every detail. But this story survived for centuries, and it changed everything. Even after this, Valentine's fate did not change. The emperor's order remained clear. Execution. February 14th. The date was fixed. The prison became heavier. Time moved slowly. Valentine knew he would die, but he was not afraid. He had already made his choice long ago when he decided that love was more important than fear.
Wow.
On the night before his execution, Valentine asked for paper and ink.
Wow.
He wanted to write one final message, not to the emperor, not to the church, but to the jailer's daughter.
Vous voulez parler couramment
Hold on,
français?
hold on.
Then pay close attention to what I'm about to say.
Are y'all listening to this? Magnificent story, right? Such a magnificent story. I bet you guys didn't even know any of this great stuff, did you? So let's get back to it, guys. Let's get back into it.
Could see. He wrote a short letter. Some say it was a goodbye. Some say it was a message of faith. Some say it
Yes,
was filled
Sarah,
with
yes.
encouragement. But at the bottom of the letter, he signed it with 4 simple words.
Love.
From your Valentine.
From your... That's where it came from,
He
guys.
did not know that those
That's
words
where it
would
came
travel
from.
across centuries.
That's where Valentine
He did
came
not
from.
know that one day, millions of people would write those same words on cards
From
filled
your
with hearts
Valentine.
and flowers.
That's where it came
He
from.
simply wrote them as a final act of love, a final act of connection, a final act of humanity. Next morning,
Yes.
February 14th, around the year 269 AD,
269
Valentine's taken
AD.
out
Are
his
you
cell.
hearing that?
No music, no celebration, only soldiers, only silence. He was executed. A priest who broke the law.
Oh
A
my
man
God.
who married lovers.
Oh.
A prisoner who healed a blind girl. A human who believed love was sacred. His body was buried.
Oh.
But his story was not. Because stories like this do not die. They grow.
And it
They
did.
travel.
And it did.
They change history.
It changed
Valentine
it.
was gone. Executed.
On Valentine's
Buried.
Day.
Another name in the long history of people who died for their beliefs. But something strange happened after his death. His name did not disappear. In fact, it began to rise. Quietly at first, then loudly, then forever. The man who died in a cold prison cell was about to become a symbol for the most powerful force on earth, love. After Valentine's death on February 14th, around 269 AD, the few who knew him began to share stories. Stories about the priest who married couples in secret. Stories about the girl who was healed. Stories about the final letter signed, "From your Valentine." At first, these were only whispered between Christian families. Remember, Christianity was still illegal in Rome at this time. But even in fear, the story of Valentine was too powerful to stay hidden. Over time, the story spread through word of mouth, passed from family to family, across villages and cities. Every time a couple got married in secret, they remembered Valentine.
Wow.
Every time someone believed in
Are you
love
hearing
more than
this?
law, they remembered Valentine.
Are you hearing this?
Then everything changed. In the year 313 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine signed the Edict of Milan, which made Christianity legal. This changed the world. Churches were built, priests walked freely, and the stories of Christian martyrs were finally told openly. Not in secret, but in sermons. Valentine was not forgotten. He was remembered as a martyr, someone who gave up his life for faith.
Technical. Hold on. Technical problem. Hold on.
He didn't just preach in public. He protected love in silence. This made him
What
special.
a story, right?
The early church began to recognize those who had died for God, and Valentine's name was placed among them.
Wow.
He was officially declared Saint
I
Valentine
didn't know
by
any
the
of this.
Catholic Church.
Didn't know any of this.
There wasn't just one Valentine. There were actually multiple Christian martyrs named Valentine in history.
Martyrs.
One was a priest in Rome, the one we followed. Another was a bishop in Terni, a nearby city. A third was a missionary in North Africa. But the most famous, the one we remember on February 14th, is the Valentine who performed secret marriages in Rome. His story had everything: a fight for love, a miracle, a letter, a sacrifice. That's the story people held on to. St. Valentine's body was buried near the Via Flaminia, a major road in northern Rome.
Wow.
Later, a church was built there, called the Church of St. Valentine. Over the centuries, parts of
You
his
don't,
body,
Sarah?
like bones and relics, were moved to churches in different parts of Europe. Even today, some churches in Ireland,
If you
France,
want one,
and
you'll
the
get
United
one,
Kingdom
sweetheart.
claim to have relics of St. Valentine. People visit them every year, not just to pray, but to say thank you. Thank you for protecting love. Thank you for dying for it. Thank you for starting
Did you know about
something
this
eternal.
story, Sarah?
Have you ever done
Did you
something
know about
thought,
this story?
Now this is what I was made to do.
Interesting story, right, Sarah? I never knew the story about Valentine. Did you? We learned a little bit of history today, didn't we? You never know what you find on Cassie's Way channel. Right, Sarah? You never know, girl. You never know what I'm going to come up with. And we're going to begin again.
Something eternal. You might be wondering, why February 14th? Was it just the date he died? Yes, that's part of it. The church officially marked February 14th as St. Valentine's feast day, a day to honor his life and sacrifice. But something else made that date more special. In the Middle Ages, many people in Europe believed that mid-February was the start of the mating season for birds.
Oh,
Yes,
I didn't know that either.
birds.
I didn't know that
They
either.
believed that in the second week of February, birds found their mates and started building nests.
Oh. Oh.
So people began to see this time of year as the season of love. And what better
Sarah,
symbol for
I'm
love
born in the season
than
of
a
love,
man who
February
died
4th.
protecting it?
They're talking about
The
me.
church combined both, the death of Valentine and the celebration of love in nature, into one powerful tradition: Valentine's Day. In the 1300s, one man helped make Valentine's Day famous. His name was Geoffrey Chaucer,
Geoffrey
a famous
Chaucer.
English poet.
Okay.
In his poem Parliament of Fowls, he wrote about birds choosing their mates on St. Valentine's Day. This poem connected love, nature, and Valentine in one beautiful picture. After that, writers and lovers across Europe began writing love poems and notes on Valentine's Day. These were called Valentines, handwritten, full of emotion, sealed with love.
Mm.
And the tradition began. Not with cards from shops, not with chocolates or teddy bears, but with words, with letters.
They should go back
with
to
people
that.
expressing their
Express
feelings
your
through
love
writing,
instead of buying all
just
these
like
gifts.
Valentine did
Right,
from
Sarah?
prison.
Go back to the old days.
As Europe expanded,
Express
the tradition
yourself.
of Valentine's Day grew. Different countries celebrated in different ways, but they all remembered the same message. Love is sacred. Love is brave. Love is worth protecting. Whether in France, England, Germany, or Spain, people began to write Valentines, celebrate romantic love, and remember the priest who made it possible. And as time passed, the world slowly forgot the details, but the date remained. February 14th, a day for love, a day for words, a day for brave hearts, a day that belongs to a man who died in silence, but gave birth to something louder than any empire: true love. Chapter 3. From Faith to Flowers, how
Uh-oh.
Valentine's Day became romantic and commercial. During the Middle Ages, love was not public. Most marriages were arranged. Love was quiet, controlled, often hidden. But writers and poets started to change that. They began writing stories of romantic love, passionate, free, full of emotion.
Mm. Have you ever gotten a letter like that, Sarah? passionate and emotional from a lover. You know, you need to go back to those times because Valentine's Day is so commercialized where it's all about money. Where's the true love? Write a passionate letter to your lover. Why not? He would love that more than uh, a gift from a store because that the letter to me you would save for a lifetime. You'll treasure it to the day you die. The chocolates, you'll eat them and forget about everything, correct? Right, Sarah? Write a passionate love letter. So we're going to begin again, guys.
A year when lovers were allowed to express how they felt, even if they could not marry or even meet in public. People began to send secret notes, write romantic poems, drop handmade gifts at doorsteps. It was still quiet, but
Handmade
it was growing.
is more special to me.
By the 1500s, the word Valentine had become a symbol. To be someone's Valentine meant, you are the one I choose. You are the one I feel something for. The oldest known written Valentine message was sent in 1415. It was a letter from Charles, Duke of Orléans, to his wife.
Orleans, I
He was
love
in
that.
prison at the time,
I love his last
just
name.
like Saint Valentine himself had been. He wrote her a poem on February 14th, calling her his Valentine. That letter still exists today in the British Library. By the 1700s,
You see what I'm saying?
people
Writing a
across
letter is more
England and
special
France were
than a gift.
handwriting Valentine's messages on paper, folding them carefully and tying them with string. They weren't buying anything.
Because it came from your
They were
heart.
just writing what they felt. No pressure, no money, just love in words.
They need to go back to
But
that.
soon, everything would change. In the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution began. Machines were invented. Paper became cheaper. Printing became faster. And with these changes, Valentine's Day was ready to explode. In 1840s England, a woman named Esther Howland in America also had a big idea. She saw beautiful Valentine cards from Europe and thought, why not sell them?
Here we go.
She began producing decorative Valentine's Day cards in
Here go the
large
money,
numbers,
Sarah. Here go
with
the money.
lace, drawings, and poems. It became a business, and it worked. People didn't have time to write their own letters anymore, but they still wanted to express love. So they bought cards, and so began the shift from personal expression to public celebration.
Japan keeps you drier than ever,
hold
so you can say yes.
You see how the shift from the beautiful love letters to a woman in a business, creating these business adventure for her, making up the cards for the Valentine's Day. I like to go back to the older times where you express yourself from your heart. What you think about that? I like to express myself. All right, we're going back, guys.
Public celebration. By the mid-1800s, Valentine's Day was being celebrated widely in America. Stores began filling shelves with pre-printed cards, red hearts, Cupid symbols, love notes, and envelopes. It was simple at first. But then came the business boom. Companies saw opportunity. Big companies began producing chocolates in heart-shaped boxes, jewelry with romantic messages, perfumes and luxury gifts, teddy bears and silk roses. The celebration moved from paper to products. As the 20th century arrived, things became faster and bigger. Valentine's Day was now on calendars, in school activities, in radio songs, and newspaper ads. Everywhere you looked, you saw, buy this for your Valentine. Show your love with a diamond.
It was so commercialized
Say
now.
it with flowers. Love became something to express, but also something to spend on. This shift created two reactions. One, people loved it. It gave them an easy way to show love. Even shy people could now say how they felt. A gift, a card, a rose, two. Some people criticized it. They said Valentine's Day had lost its meaning. It had become a marketing holiday.
That's how
focused
I
more
feel.
on money than on meaning.
I feel that way too.
But even with criticism, one thing was clear. The world wanted to celebrate love. As the century went on, Valentine's Day began to spread far beyond Europe and America. In Japan, women give chocolates to men on February 14th. Then, exactly 1 month later, on March 14th, White Day, men return the favor. In South Korea, there's Valentine's Day, White Day, and even Black Day for singles.
I never heard of
In
that.
India, it started slow.
You heard of that,
But
Sarah?
young
Black
people
Day,
began
White Day?
celebrating it in urban areas with gifts
That's
and
interesting.
dates, even though some conservative groups criticized it. In Mexico, it's called El Día del Amor y la Amistad.
El
The
Dia
Day
El
of
Amor de
Love and
Maria
Friendship.
Style. Wow.
It's not just for lovers. It's also for close friends. In Philippines, many couples choose February 14th to get married in mass wedding ceremonies.
Never knew that.
In Saudi Arabia and some other countries, Valentine's Day was banned at one time because of its Western and romantic associations.
I could see that.
But even there, young people quietly found ways to celebrate. Even with different customs, different languages, and different opinions. The message of Valentine's Day is
The young people are rebels. They're going to do what they
Love
want to do.
matters. Love is worth expressing. Love is brave. Even if the world changes, even if the holiday becomes commercial, even if cards are bought, not written, what truly matters is what you feel inside. Because the heart of this day was never money. It was never gifts. It was never brands.
It was pure
It was a
love.
priest who died because he believed love should be free.
Exactly.
And that truth still lives in the heart of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is no longer just a cultural moment. It's an economic one. In countries like the United States, people spend over $25 billion every year on Valentine's Day.
Yes, they do.
Yes, billions.
Billions.
Where does the money go? $2 billion on flowers, $4 billion on jewelry, $3 billion on chocolates
Valentine's
and
Day is
sweets,
bigger than Christmas.
$2 billion on fancy dinners, $100
Hold on. Valentine's Day is bigger than Christmas. Trust and believe. If that man don't come home with some flowers, some candy, a beautiful card, he's going to get kicked out into the streets, honey. Guaranteed. He will not get let in the front door because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. That's how deep and serious the women consider this holiday. Like, you don't love me if you don't come in the house with some flowers. You don't love me if you don't give me chocolate. You don't love me if you don't give me this beautiful card or this diamond ring. Yes, Sarah, that's how it is. You know that.
bears, perfumes, spa gifts, and surprise vacations. Even pets are included. People buy Valentine's gifts for their cats and dogs. The idea of Valentine's Day
You can't
has
leave the
entered
cats and
every
dogs
level
out.
of
We
the
love our
economy,
animals.
from luxury brands to school stationery sets. But how did this happen? It happened because love sells. And when something sells, the world pays attention.
Of course.
In today's world, Valentine's Day is not just about what you feel. It's also about what you post. Couples around the world now share couple selfies, Instagram reels of surprises, proposal videos, how we met love stories, Valentine's Day vlogs and gift unboxings, TikTok challenges about love letters or chocolate making. You may not even celebrate. Remind you, it's everywhere. But here's the big question. Is all of this real love? Or is it just pressure?
It's
In the past,
pressure.
Valentine's
A
Day
lot of
was
it's
about
pressure.
expression.
What did I
Now,
just say,
for now,
guys?
it has become about
What did I say? It's about expectation. Because if you don't come home with what you're supposed to come home with, there's a big argument. Believe it or not, there's a lot of fights on Valentine's Day. Because the man forgot to bring the goods home to the woman. and she's not going to stand for it. So all these holidays are pressure. Christmas is pressure. Valentine's Day is pressure. The only one to me is not Thanksgiving, because you got your family, everybody's going to cook a meal. It's not all about that gift giving. You're dishing out for food, which everybody has to eat. So that type of gathering is perfect. But all these big Easter and Valentine's and Christmas, they need to rearrange it and just say, hey, it's getting too commercialized. The meaning of it is not what it is. Jesus was born on Christmas. That's what the Bible says. Valentine's, we just heard the meaning of it. It's about true love. Go back to the old-fashioned way where you wrote a little letter. Make a heart out of some cardboard. Paint it. Give it to your lover. Write a few words on there. He will admire and expect that more than you buying this big gift from a store. Right, Sarah? They would love that even more. So let's get back into it, guys. I just had to say that little piece. Everything is commercialized. Where's the realness anymore?
Past, Valentine's Day was about expression. Now, for many, it has become about expectation. People ask, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Did he buy you something?
See what I'm saying?
Are you going out or staying in?
Uh-huh.
Did you post your gift online?
Uh-huh.
For those in relationships, it creates pressure to prove love through expensive
Welcome
gifts
back, sweetie.
or public actions.
You
For
missed
those
out on
who
some
are
stuff.
single,
Good
it
stuff.
creates feelings of
Well,
being
welcome
left
back,
out,
Sarah.
unwanted, or invisible.
New HugFit
Hold on,
360 waistband
commercial
versus a soccer ball.
So what you missed, they were saying that Valentine's is kind of getting out of control. It's getting too commercialized. The real meaning is not what it is anymore. So basically, that's what he's saying. He's like thinking, shall we go back to the way it was when Valentine, who invented this by using the sacrifice that he did, died as being a martyr, go back to that area, or as we are now, being so commercialized and people expecting things. Because if you expect things, you don't get it, it could be a fight. A relationship could be broken up. A lot of bad things could happen tomorrow if you don't come home with the goods. Y'all know it.
Because Valentine's Day is still more than marketing. It's still more than trends. It still touches something human inside us. In many parts of the world, Valentine's Day has expanded its meaning. It is now a celebration of friendship, family love, self-love, appreciation for those who matter. In Mexico, it's called Día del Amor y la Amistad, the Day of Love and Friendship. In Finland, it's Ystävänpäivä, which literally means Friends Day. In schools across the United States, children exchange cards not just with their crush, but with every classmate, to include everyone. In offices, co-workers exchange small gifts. In families, children make cards for their parents and grandparents. It's no longer just about romance. It's about connection. Anyone you care about can be your Valentine. Chapter 4. The real meaning of Valentine's Day. Beyond the gifts, beyond the day Valentine's Day is no longer just a day. It's a phenomenon. It's an industry. It's a global celebration. From ancient Rome to today's Instagram stories. From handwritten poems to digital gift cards. The journey of February 14th has been massive. But now, let's stop. Let's pause. Let's go deeper. Because before we end this story, we must ask one last question. What does Valentine's Day really mean? Not what the world tells you, not what the advertisements say, but what it truly means. For your heart, your soul, your life. Today, people associate love with roses, gifts, teddy bears, perfumes, and chocolates. But those are symbols. They are not the source. Love doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from how big your gift is, or how many followers like your romantic post. Love is not something you can buy. It is something you give, something you build, something you feel, and something you fight for. Just like Valentine did. Valentine didn't give flowers. He gave his life. He didn't post a reel. He wrote one letter behind prison bars before his execution. 4 words. From your Valentine. That was the first true Valentine's message. And it came from a man who chose love over safety. That is the soul of this day. The Roman Empire thought it could control love. They tried to ban it, silence it, crush it. They had power. They had soldiers. They had laws. But Valentine had faith. He believed that even if you take away the wedding, even if you arrest the priest, even if you kill the man, you can't kill love. Because love is not outside you. It's not in the church, not in the box of chocolates. It's in you. And that can never be banned. That's why, even after 1,700 years, we still speak his name. We still write, "Be my Valentine."
All the time,
We
every
still
year.
celebrate love.
Every year.
Because love never dies.
Never.
You don't need a boyfriend or girlfriend.
That's right.
You don't need someone to
Love
take
yourself.
you to dinner. You don't need roses at your door. You can still celebrate Valentine's Day powerfully by choosing to. Call your parents and tell them you love them. Hug your child and say, "You make my life better." Send a message to an old friend and say, "I miss you." Forgive someone who hurt you. Forgive yourself. Look in the mirror and say, "I love who I'm becoming."
Amen.
Because love is not just romance. It is care. It is connection. It is appreciation. It is kindness in a world that can be cruel. It is bravery in a world that often chooses silence.
Absolutely.
You don't need permission to love. You don't need approval to feel deeply. You don't need a special person to celebrate. You need only one thing. A heart willing to express. That's it. Flowers fade. Chocolates melt.
They do.
Jewelry breaks.
That's it.
Social media posts are forgotten.
Welcome to Bedwetting
Hold on,
Breakthroughs
hold
presented
on.
by Good Nights, where we have
Hold
honest
on.
conversations about the challenges of bedwetting.
Social media posts are forgotten. But what never fades? The letter you wrote by hand.
That's
The
what I'm
time you
saying.
held someone
We
when
should
they
go
were
back to
breaking.
the letter, rewrite by
The
hand.
night you listened
That's
without
always
judgment.
remembered.
The words you said when someone needed them most. The sacrifice you made that nobody saw.
I have a letter
That
someone
is real
wrote
love.
me in
and real love
1980.
is not
I
always
still
loud.
have it. It was actually a love letter that someone was deeply in love with me. I don't know why I'm still holding on to it. But I still have it.
It is not always perfect, but it is always powerful. Just like the love that started it all. Quiet, behind walls, between a priest and 2 scared lovers in a time when marriage was forbidden. Before we end this video, I want to say something from my heart to yours. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. But please don't wait for someone to give you flowers. Don't wait for someone to make you feel special. Don't believe that this day is only for couples. Because Valentine's Day is not just about having love. It's about choosing love. Choosing to love your parents. Choosing to love your friends. Choosing to love those who stood by you. And most of all, choosing to love yourself.
That's right.
If nobody buys you flowers,
Buy yourself
buy
some.
them for yourself.
That's right.
If nobody writes you a message, write one to your future self. If nobody hugs you, hug your heart with kindness. You are worthy. You are enough. And you are someone's miracle. You are someone's peace. And one day, if you haven't already, you will be someone's forever. So this Valentine's Day, don't just celebrate love. Be the reason someone believes in love again. Whether it's a message, a smile, a memory, or even silence filled with understanding. Let it come from a place of real love, not pressure. Because love doesn't live in gifts. Love lives in you. If this story touched your heart, if you learned something new, if you believe in real love.
All right, guys. Did you all enjoy that? Did you learn things about where Valentine's came from? The meaning behind it? And all of those things? Because this session has ended for this live. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I truly did. And I hope you guys did too. So the next time February 14 comes around, you know exactly the meaning of where Valentine came from and the sacrifice that he made for all of us to enjoy this Valentine's Day. Correct? Did you enjoy it, Sarah? And everyone? Well, I hope you guys did. Share the live because a lot of people may not know the beginning of where this came from and what happened back there in Rome. It'd be interesting to let people know so they can tell their kids or their parents or whoever don't know about it. But yeah, guys, I enjoyed that truly. So I might be doing some more things like this just to do educational things because I always like to broaden my mind with new education and learn things, you know. And I hope you guys would like to as well. I'm going to get some stuff up my sleeve and we are going to have educational lives just like that. So guys, I'm going to end this live. I'm going to get me a bite to eat. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If I don't talk to you guys tomorrow or cook, have a happy Valentine's Day. And always remember, this beautiful man, Mr. Valentine's, he died for this day for us because he believed in love. And in Rome, it wasn't about that. It was banned. You couldn't even marry in those times. So guys, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed evening, and I'll talk to you guys another time. Sarah, thank you for hanging in there. Good night, sweetheart. Bye, guys.